fact of the matter is that over 90% of sports people will have to find another career once they retire, and having days like today can maybe just trigger something within your mind that, you know, working at Adidas, yeah, I fancy a bit of that, and can ignite your passion into something else.
But kind of hands up, who knows, current players in the room, I'm kind of looking at you, who knows what they want to do after their time in sport's up? Yeah? That's one hand. What we're going to talk about now is when all that's gone, and when you ultimately leave your sport and you go on to your next phase, what is it that you can take with you? And these are the transferable skills that we're going to delve into now. The way I like to think about transferable skills is that they are personal qualities and characteristics that you have inside you that you've learned throughout your sporting career that you can then use and maximise and make the most of. So it's a way of thinking of it as maybe what is it you'd like to look for in your teammates? What do you think your coaches look for in you when they're thinking about good all-round players?
It's not necessarily the experience that we're looking for. We don't expect you guys here today to be marketeers, sales professionals, retail professionals. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the individual transferable skills that you guys can offer us. That drive, that passion, that determination, that flexibility, you know, everything else can be coached. You're all athletes in here, you know. You've all been coached to a point. You've all been coached to hone your professions. We can do that from a professional standpoint. So as long as you're coming with that ability to learn and that willingness to learn, there'll be a place for you here. So the three behaviours that we adopt in Adidas, and we have that philosophy through everything we do. So that's confidence, that's creativity, and that's collaboration. You guys have got confidence, bags of it. You're athletes, you're professional sports athletes. You have confidence in your abilities. We drive you to be confident every single day. Take risks, you know. If you want to try something new, try it. Use that creativity. If it doesn't work, no one here is going to tell you, oh my God, stop it, don't do it ever again. That's terrible, leave. What can we do differently to fix it? What can we change? What can we learn? How can we develop? How can we create? How can we collaborate to change the game and become better next time?
Mark Howard at Blackpool FC. Just come down to Adidas today with laps just to see what job opportunities there are going forward. Obviously I'm entering the later stages of my career and stuff, so it's just good to explore different avenues and make new connections with new people, and just to see the different roles within the sport. Obviously we've all worn the products before in the past, and we don't really know what goes into the background of the day-to-day running of a massive brand like Adidas. So it's just it's an interesting thing for us all to learn about, and maybe an opportunity further down the line in my career, an aspect that I'd still like to be involved in.
Saying here at Adidas, through sport we have the power to change lives, and sport really did change my life. I want people to bring their uniqueness into the business and challenge us to think differently, act differently, do things differently. As diversity and inclusion, and looking at that from our own point of view, is that's what we welcome. We welcome all those different types of experiences to come in and actually look at those job offers on that board. To think, could that be me? Even though I haven't got those skills at the minute, that's still nothing to say that you can't do this.
So people will say to you, have a plan. But I would say that plan doesn't need to be as pointed as what you're doing now. So you all know what you want to achieve in your individual sports. Your plan B doesn't need to be, I want to be a lawyer. Your plan B can be, you know what, I really have an interest in, I don't know, landscape gardening or whatever it is, or graphic design. And you just expose yourself or spend your free time on learning or just training yourself on that different skill.
I'm Daniel Richards, I'm from Birmingham, but I moved up to Bolton, so I made a transition from West Brom to Bolton so that I could play football up here and probably improve my opportunities in football. And I've come here today because, well, I want to do something other than football. I want to pursue a different dream as well, which is in business, and I come here because they can give me the information I need to know, and I can get the contact details like from Marcel, so I'm able to learn the things that I need to do to get to where I want to be when I'm older.
Just take yourself back to a low moment for you. I can see his eyes open here. So a low moment, that may be being dropped, that may be having an injury, and just think about kind of what that taught you at the time. And I think lessons from that we can draw upon and we can use when we transition to our next phase.
Yeah, I'm Max Broughton, play for Bolton Wanderers, just been told not getting an extension to my contract, so thought it'd be interesting to come up with the lads and see what Adidas has to offer. Been part of Adidas for about 3 years, so I thought it'd be quite nice to see what I can do after football, maybe try and do it whilst I'm doing football as well. Quite a lot of areas that I didn't know about with all the sales, retail and everything like that. It's quite interesting, a lot more active roles in it compared to just being sat in an office, so yeah.
Networking, that's where you can ask all those fundamental questions about what it's like in marketing. What do you do, Marcel? How can I keep in contact with you? How can I learn all those transferable skills and how to adapt those transferable skills that you've learned from Switch to Play into getting a career, either at Adidas or elsewhere?
Make the most of opportunities. Don't shirk any opportunity to speak to people, give people time, treat people as you would want to be treated, because you never know what it might lead to. I think when you're a professional sportsman, depending on what sport you play, golf particularly, it's very much an individual sport. So I was very insular in the way I was brought up and trained. I would encourage you all to reach out, take opportunities to engage people along your journey, because you don't know what door it might open.
Darren Pratley, Charlton Athletic, come up from London today, just signed for Adidas. Found myself a new job. It's come up here to see what opportunities are after football. I'm in a later stage of my career, and it's been a good event, so hopefully we'll see what comes from it.